A vertical launching system is an advanced system for holding and firing missiles on mobile naval platforms, such as surface ships and submarines. Each vertical launch system consists of a number of cells, which can hold one or more missiles ready for firing. Typically, each cell can hold a number of different types of missiles, allowing the ship flexibility to load the best set for any given mission. Further, when new missiles are developed, they are typically fitted to the existing vertical launch systems of that nation, allowing existing ships to use new types of missiles without expensive rework. When the command is given, the missile flies straight up long enough to clear the cell and the ship, and then turns on course. VLS allows surface combatants to have a greater number of weapons ready for firing at any given time compared to older launching systems such as the Mark Chapter 13 single-arm and Mark Chapter 26 twin-arm launches, which were fed from behind by a magazine below the main deck. In addition to greater firepower, VLS is much more damage-tolerant and reliable than the previous systems, and has a lower radar cross-section. The U.S. Navy now relies exclusively on VLS for its guided missile destroyers and cruisers. The most widespread vertical launch system in the world is the Mark Chapter 41, developed by the U.S. Navy. More than 11,000 Mark Chapter 41 VLS missile cells have been delivered, or are on order, for use on 186 ships across 19 ship classes, in 11 navies around the world. This system currently serves with the U.S. Navy as well as the Australian, Canadian, Danish, Dutch, German, Japanese, New Zealand, Norwegian, South Korean, Spanish, and Turkish navies, while others like the Greek Navy preferred the similar Mark Chapter 48 system. The advanced Mark Chapter 57 vertical launch system is projected to be used on the new Zumwalt-class destroyer. The older Mark Chapter 13 and Mark Chapter 26 systems remain in service on ships that were sold to other countries such as Taiwan and Poland. When installed on an SSN, a VLS allows a greater number and variety of weapons to be deployed, compared with using only torpedo tubes. Hot launch and cold launch. A vertical launch system can be either hot launch, where the missile ignites in the cell, or cold launch, where the missile is expelled by gas produced by a gas generator which is not part of the missile itself, and then the missile ignites. Cold means relatively cold compared with rocket engine exhaust. A hot launch system does not require an ejection mechanism, but does require some way of disposing of the missile's exhaust and heat as it leaves the cell. If the missile ignites in a cell without an ejection mechanism, the cell must withstand the tremendous heat generated without igniting the missiles in the adjacent cells. An advantage of a hot launch system is that the missile propels itself out of the launching cell using its own engine, which eliminates the need for a separate system to eject the missile from the launching tube. This potentially makes a hot launch system relatively light, small, and economical to develop and produce, particularly when designed around smaller missiles. A potential disadvantage is that a malfunctioning missile could destroy the launch tube. The advantage of the cold launch system is in its safety. Should a missile engine malfunction during launch, the cold launch system can eject the missile, thereby reducing or eliminating the threat. For this reason, Russian VLSs are often designed with a slant so that a malfunctioning missile will land in the water instead of on the ship's deck. As missile size grows, the benefits of ejection launching increase. Above a certain size, a missile booster cannot be safely ignited within the confines of a ship's hull. Most modern ICBMs and SLBMs are cold-launched. American surface ship VLSs have the missile cells arranged in a grid with one lid per cell. In our hot launch systems, the engine ignites within the cell during the launch. and thus it requires exhaust piping for the missile flames and gases. France, Italy and Britain use a similar hot-launching silver system in PAAMS. Russia produces both grid systems and a revolver design with more than one missile per lid. Russia also uses a cold launch system for some of its vertical launch missile systems, e.g. the TOR missile system. The People's Republic of China uses a circular cold launch system that ejects the missile from the launch tube before igniting the engine on the Type 052C destroyer, and also a rectangular hot launch system with one lid per cell arranged in a grid on the Type 054A frigate. Systems in use by nations: Australia Adelaide-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Anzac-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Belgium Carol Dorman-class frigate Mark Chapter 48 Mod 1. Canada Iroquois-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Halifax-class frigate Mark Chapter 48 Mod 0. Chile Carol Dorman-class frigate Mark Chapter 48 Mod 1. People's Republic of China Surface Type 052D destroyer HHQ-9BYJ-18. Type 052C destroyer HHQ-9. Type 051C destroyer 48N6E. Type 051B destroyer HQ-16AU-8. Type 054A frigate HQ-16AU-8. Submarine Type 032 submarine, Denmark Iverhuidfeldt class frigate Mark Chapter 41 and Mark Chapter 56. Absalon class support ship Mark Chapter 56. France Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier SYLVER. Horizon class frigate SYLVER. Aquitaine-class FREMM multi-purpose frigate SYLVER. Germany Saxon-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Brandenburg-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Greece Hydra-class frigate Mark Chapter 48. India INS Virat Barak 1, INS Vikramaditya Barak 1 and Barak 8. Kolkata-class destroyer Barak 8, Barak 1 and Brahmos. Delhi-class destroyer Barak 1. Rajput-class destroyer Brahmos and Barak 1. Shivalik-class frigate Club Brahmos and Barak 1. Talwar-class frigate Club Brahmos. Brahmaputra-class frigate Barak 1. Godavari-class frigate Barak 1. Kamorta-class corvette Barak 1. Indonesia Bung Tomo-class corvette VL Micah. Van Spike-class frigate Jacko and VLS. Israel SAAR-5 class corvette Barak 1. Italy Cavour aircraft carrier SYLVERA-43. Horizon class frigate SYLVERA-50. FREMM multi-purpose frigate SYLVERA-50. Japan Atago-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Congo-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Hyuga-class helicopter destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Akizuki-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Takan Army-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Murasame-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41 plus Mark Chapter 48. New Zealand Anzac-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Republic of Korea Gwanggaeto the Great-class destroyer Mark Chapter 48. Chungmugong Yisun class destroyer Mark Chapter 41 plus KVLS. King Sejong the Great-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41 plus KVLS. Daegu-class frigate KVLS. Nampo-class minelayer KVLS. Cheon Wangbong-class LSD KVLS. Netherlands De Zeven-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Carol Dorman-class frigate Mark Chapter 48 Mod 1. Norway Fridtjof Nansen-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Portugal Carol Dorman-class frigate Mark Chapter 48 Mod 1. South Africa Valor-class frigate Umkhonto. Russia Slava-class cruiser, Fort. Kirov-class battle cruiser, Fort is Fort M+Tor. Udaloy-class destroyer Tor. Admiral Grigorovich-class frigate 3S-14 Agate for caliber Brahmos. Admiral Gorshkov-class frigate 3S-14 Agate for caliber Onyx. Neustrashimai-class frigate Tor. Iron M-class corvette 3S-14 Agate for caliber Onyx. Gepard-class frigate 3S-14 Agate for caliber Uran. Sterygushchi-class corvette 3S-14 Agate for caliber Onyx Uran. Gremyashi-class corvette 3S-14 Agate for caliber Onyx. Singapore formidable-class frigate Sylver. Victory-class corvette Barak 1. Spain Alvaro de Bazan-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Thailand Naresuan-class frigate Mark Chapter 41. Turkey G-class frigate 8 VLS. Barbaros-class frigate VLS Mark Chapter 41 Mod 8. United Kingdom. Surface Type 45 destroyer Sylver. Type 23 frigate GWS 26. Submarine Vanguard-class ballistic missile tubes. United States. Surface Arleigh Burke-class destroyer Mark Chapter 41. Ticonderoga-class cruiser Mark Chapter 41. Zumwalt-class destroyer Mark Chapter 57. Submarine Los Angeles-class submarine Mark Chapter 45 for Tomahawk cruise missiles. Virginia-class submarine Mark Chapter 45 for Tomahawk cruise missiles. Ohio-class submarine SSGN conversion Mark Chapter 45 for Tomahawk cruise missiles. 22 ballistic missile tubes were converted to allow for 7 conventional VLS tubes in place of ASLBM tubes.